So, today we're gonna once again have a little bit of a different episode, as you might can see, or actually not see if you are on the podcast. And by the way, thank you for the people that are joining the podcast and listening to it. I really fucking appreciate it. I don't know if this is kind of a failure of the system, but numbers seem to grow, and it's making me really happy. It's really cool to see that the effort from all these years, talking like I've been doing this for just 20 years or something now. It's been 2 years now, I think. In August, actually, it's going to be 2 years, and I don't know, it's a part of my life, and I'm really happy to do that. And I'm also really happy that I'm able to do that in such a great way, in such an easy way, essentially, as well, because I have the resources and stuff. But anyway, if you can see it or not, there's not a video today, so it's only going to be spoken voice. It is probably not going to be the best thing for YouTube, because people are going to be like, well, okay, this is not even a video, so I'm not going to watch it. But maybe, I don't know. I've actually also seen, as Seth Godin also talked about himself, that he is able to figure things out by talking. And I, first of all, also kind of seem to do that sometimes. But it is often also the case that when I'm going through a book, when I'm going through an article, that I kind of just suddenly think, wow, okay, this is actually pretty amazing. And I haven't been thinking about that, for example, but also by writing things. If I write something and I don't know, sometimes I come to really, or get to really interesting and really strange ideas and or concepts, or just some realizations that are pretty cool. Most often it's just about wording things. Most often it's just about putting things into words that I haven't been doing before. And this is also a pretty cool thing, and I've been talking about it before, and this is also not the topic of today. I actually don't know what the topic of today is quite, but I thought, let's just do it like this once again. Let's just have a talking episode. I'm once again in front of my closet, because I think the echo there is just the best in terms of not that existent, not as existent as in every other part of my room. And the audio per se should actually be really clean, because there's no just noise-y thing there or something. I don't know. And also the editing part of these episodes is fairly easy done, or fairly fast done, because I'm just able to cut out the silence automatically and stuff like that with Adobe Audition, which is a pretty cool thing. Anyway, do something different. This is one thing that I want to talk about. Do different things, because maybe you're gonna find a really great way to do something that you have been doing for quite some time, and maybe it's even a way better way. Maybe it's even worse, and then you can also say, well, I've tried it out and I've been looking for some other ways, but I've had the best way already, and this is also pretty fine and also pretty good, because I don't know, like, of course, this is often going to be the case. It's often going to be the case that how we are doing it is fairly good, but it is often also going to be the case that how we are doing is just completely dumb and very inefficient. But this doesn't mean that you should be changing that, which is something that I've just been reading, because I've recorded the other episode before as well, which was about Skin in the Game by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, I hope. I still don't know how to pronounce him. I should actually kind of look it up. But the thing is, he said that... Fuck, what else? What was I talking about? He said that I don't remember. Fuck. He said that. He said something. But it is a very, very interesting book, and a very and really cool thing to think about. And I just really appreciate his work, because he's often talking about things that I think we know about, but he's able to put them into words, and he's just explaining them, and he's talking about them, and I appreciate that. And for some whatever reason, I just really, really like that. And we also need skin in the game. But I'm gonna not gonna talk about that, because the other episode is there for this as well. But yeah, the other thing that I want to cover, maybe I'm gonna actually be able to remind myself of the thing that I was been referring to just before. Another thing that I want to talk about is doing it yourself and being the one that is leading the people, because it is something that you, to some degree, have to do. Sometimes, if you really want to see the change and if you really want to have something done, then you actually have to do it yourself. Quite. And there is often not really a way around that, quote unquote, unfortunately. But the thing is, just do it yourself. And I've been just getting to this idea, or I've been thinking about it, because at this point in time, I have started to not really plan, but have a look at some houses and stuff, because we do want to have a trip for class, or we as a class want to have a trip because we've graduated and because we kind of want to celebrate that. And I really am looking forward to that, to just be for a couple of days. It's not going to be that long of a trip. It's going to be, I think, 5 days max. And I hope so dearly from the bottom of my heart that a lot of people are able to get there, and that a lot of people are just gonna come, because of course, I mean, yeah, we could do this just with 10 people and something, but I do hope that we all are able to do that. A tiny little problem is the date, because some people want to have this date and some other people want to have that date, because we're having 2 dates where we could potentially do that and where we could potentially be somewhere. And I just really dearly hope this would just actually make my life and make my year to some degree as well, if everyone was able to come along with us, because I want to have all of them there. And I really am gonna try hard that we're gonna be able to structure it in a way that everyone is indeed able to get there, in terms of like I don't know, of course you could be doing it like, okay, people are gonna come just a day late because they have to do something else, if it is necessary and stuff like that. Then I really dearly hope that I'm gonna be able, and a colleague of mine as well, because I'm actually quote unquote planning it with a colleague of mine, which is also in class, my dear classmate. Shout out to you, you're a fucking amazing person. I love you so dearly much. And because, and this is also the reason why I'm actually talking about it, because I started to look for houses and stuff and locations, and yeah, he also did the asking the people and stuff like that. And I don't know, it is way faster because we started to do that. And I don't know where we would be if nobody started to do something. Of course, there is some time left. I think at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's not that much. It's not that much, but it is a quote unquote decent amount of time that we are having left. And I don't know. He is a person who's very organized and he's very fucking intelligent. And it is a blessing to do this with him, because I don't know, just having all the quite responsibility, of course, having it all on your shoulders is something to consider as a quote unquote burden. But so if you really want to do something, if you really want to make change, if you really want to see a change, then I think the best idea is to just start it on your own and not wait till somebody starts whatever it might be about, because it's gonna be faster, and it is probably also gonna be more efficient, and which is an additional thing, you're gonna be able to just do it in the way you want to do it, and it is gonna be like you want it to be. Even though this is not necessarily something that's too important for me, it's just in terms of the trip, because as I said, I want to have it in such a way that the most amount of people, or the biggest amount of people, is able to come along with us. And I don't know, like, if we're able to structure it in a way, and I really hope that, I don't know how it is going to be done, to be honest, but I really hope that we're able to just all get there and really have a good time, together in a cool, the thing is, there's actually quite a lot of cool houses there, where we want to go, and we've found a lot of cool houses and a lot of great things indeed as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to have such a luxurious thing, I do actually also want to keep the price in mind, even though the price is actually fairly low because we are a bunch of people, and the place is a certain amount of money per night. And so if we just, I don't know, if we just have to, or we are able to split it up to these people, if this makes sense, if this is the right wording there, I don't know, then it's actually not that much. Even though, I mean, you could argue like for 5 days, it is quite something and whatnot. It depends on the location, obviously, and it also depends on the place. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I just, as I said, dearly hope that it is gonna work out all fine, and that as many people are able to come along with us. So if you want to make change, do it on your own. Be the leader. Be the one that is just leading the tribe, which is now a little bit of a reference to Tribes by Seth Godin, once again, which I haven't read, but I think it is a cool book because it is about a concept that I've actually really appreciated. The concept of leading a group. Yeah, and that's quite it. Just leading the group because you want to have a change, and you maybe also see this group, and you also are able to see this tribe, but you're not. But there's no leader. You're not able to see a leader, and then if you just step in and be like, well, I'm gonna do that, then it is also an amazing thing, I have to say, and I would say. What's the time actually? I should maybe look it up. Because, I actually feel like I've been talking for just 17 hours, but it's only 12 minutes. But I'm just gonna try to talk about as many things as I want to. Maybe a shout out because what the fuck? Oh. Just was such a weird sound. I'm actually very sorry for my phone being there and making noises. But I found a pretty cool channel for all the people that are interested in fitness and interested in the science behind fitness and all these things. Jeff Nippard, Neppard, is a very, I think, great source. I can't really tell if what he's talking about, if it is just right, if it is real, if it is whatever, but he's not really trying to clickbait things, and he's doing it in a very clean way, and which is, I think, a big part of being, of actually me being able to listen to him and be like, well, okay, I think it is actually the truth, because he's not trying to get just a bunch of clicks and whatnot. Of course, it is a business, and of course, he is going to get clients from that, and of course, he's also selling things, but I don't really think, and I don't feel like he's really trying hard that, I don't know, that he's getting the most amount of clicks, and he's really producing really great videos. They're all really well done and really great, really well structured and whatnot. So please check him out. Pretty cool stuff about various different topics, from just macronutrients like carbs per se, or protein, when you should be eating protein, and a lot of myths, that really piss me off from time to time, to be honest. For example, drinking 8 glasses of water. It's not necessarily something that he was talking about, but it is something that I've been talking about before. Like, you don't have to drink 8 glasses of water each day. Not necessarily. Of course, you should hydrate, but also the color of your piss doesn't really indicate anything, apparently. I'm not quite sure about that, because it is widely believed and widely talked about. So I'm not quite sure about that, but also with the whole hydration thing. Yeah. I mean, people say if you're feeling thirsty, then it is already too late, quite, that you've already just, dehydrated and whatnot. I don't really believe in that as well. Also from a evolutionary perspective on, because I don't know. The thing is, if you are a man or woman or person in the Stone Age, then there was not running water anywhere, and you're not probably been able to just drink water all the fucking time. So what about food? which was also a point in this article that I went through, and I might be linking this episode down in the description if I'm able to find it, or in the show notes as well for the podcast listeners, because I actually do think that it is an interesting thing to talk about, and an interesting thing in general, those myths, that are often talking about and often spread, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, what did I want to say? It is fucked up. It is a strange thing. Food, right. There is food that is containing a lot of water. So, actually, all the food is containing a lot of water, quite, whether it is apples, whether it is oranges, whether it is, obviously, these foods and also fruits contain quite a lot of water. Also watermelon, which is kind of 90% water or something. But also, I don't know, meat, as I've also seen, or tofu, or not really bread, I guess. I'm not sure about that. But I think any veggie, any fruit. I'm also not very sure about nuts. But you know what I mean. There is food that is containing quite a lot of water. So, if you eat this food, you're also just consuming water. Of course, on the other hand, for example, if I'm doing my oats, if I'm making my oats, then I'm pouring water into them. So, am I drinking something? Not really. Am I eating the water? Yes, I do. Is it in my system? Yes. So, do I have to drink a glass of water while I'm eating my oats? Probably not really. Unless I want to, of course. But I don't necessarily have to, if you think about it in that way. And of course, I don't know, nobody says you should be drinking a glass of water for every serving of oatmeal that you're eating. Of course not, but just wanted to say and point out that you're already consuming water, and so what's the point of really overdoing it? And you can actually die from overconsumption of water, which is actually a pretty interesting process, because I think your cells are expanding, and because of that you're dying, basically. And I don't know the exact way this is happening, but in some way it is happening in that way. Other myths like, okay, you can't eat a certain fruit or a certain whatever after 6 p.m. or some shit, is also like, no, not really. Of course, if you do get to bed fairly in a fairly low amount of time after you've eaten something, then you might be having some problems with being able to fall asleep, because you're just so full and stuff. Then of course this makes sense, and of course then you should not be overdoing it and stuff. But I mean, like, I don't know, like, there is just some things that I don't like. It's also like, fats are bad or carbs are bad, and these things which are not true. And there's a lot of myths. If you just Google medical myths or just nutritional myths, then you're gonna really find, I think, a bunch of things that people have been saying and people have been talking about and have been spreading. And but it is not right, apparently. But unfortunately, and no, not unfortunately, but fortunately, we are able to look up things, and we're able to check things on our own, and we're having quite a lot of resources. And I've actually also been checking this whole color of your piss thing and drinking thing, and there's not that many articles that are stating that you should not be, or you don't have to drink that much water, because there's also food and stuff. There's only this one article that I've also been reviewing, which was by a governmental site, if I remember, or university or something. I don't remember that much, or that well, actually. But yeah, sometimes it's very, very hard to find things, and talking to a professional might be the best thing. But yeah, the thing is, I sometimes also doubt if they really know what they're talking about. Because I don't know, like, as I said, there's just some things that are widely spread and we just believe in and stuff, and we just made believe in and whatnot, and I just don't always believe that they know what they're talking about. And I would rather do my own research and have a look at my own things, unless they are really like knowledgeable in that space and they really know what they're talking about, and they really have been also doing some research and all that things. Then I do have to say, like, yes, it's probably going to be right. It's probably just, I don't know. I have to admit it. But if it is just some doctor that, I don't know, of course, you do have to think about the fact that becoming a doctor has to, is about being in school and stuff, for example, and there's going to be bad students, there's going to be better students. And so, yeah, it's a little bit of a fucked up thing. It is a little bit of a strange thing. So also keep that in mind. They're also human beings, and they're also going to make mistakes, and they're also not just knowing everything that is on this planet. But yeah, of course, they they probably know more than you know. So I really do not want to disrespect any doctors there. I do not want to fuck with any doctor there. I appreciate it. I appreciate the service. I appreciate all the efforts and all the also all the effort that is going into becoming a doctor. It's also insane to some degree as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. I do hope that I've been able to just talk about some things that are a little bit interesting. Maybe I've been able to spark some thoughts. Maybe you're gonna check out some myths. And by the way, Jeff Nippard, if I haven't said that, but I think I have, he's also just having a relatively long series of debunking or busting myths, to 99% related to just nutrition and working out and stuff like that. So if you're interested, please check him out. He's actually a very great content creator. I like that. And yeah, I think I'm going to see you the next time. So I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty cool thing. But yeah, 3 other questions that I'm having you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to change. I'm hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty cool thing. Another question, which is very, very indeed important for me, is what could you do, or could you say, or could you make, or could you change that is really going to make somebody's day or change somebody's life for, I don't know. But I think you can at least say something which is going to really make somebody happy. I believe in that. And yeah, with that being said, please stay patient, please stay cool, and please stay generous as well. And I'm going to see you the next time.